Streets of Long Beach, welcome to round one of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship. This is the O'Reilly Auto Parts. Streets of Long Beach presented by Permatech. All right, are you ready to meet your top 16 drivers, Long Beach? Starting off with the first car closest to the beach. Originally from Kalamazoo, Michigan, he is in his Falcon Tires Roush Performance Ford Mustang. Say hello to JTP, Justin Pawlak. Moving on down the line next in the car number 959, the Ford V8-powered S13 from Central Point, Oregon. It is Matt. Put him in a Coffman. Moving on down the line is re-entry into the Formula Drift Championship styles, 4 miles. Vaptasia, Achilles Radial Sylvia S15, car number 808. It is Forrest Wang. Moving right along the bone zone here at the Blackout Garage. He is in that gum out Toyota Racing GT86 on Nexon Tires. It is Ryan Tuerck. Next up, the only 3-time Formula Drift champion. He pilots the NOS Energy Drink 370Z on Nexon Tires. Chris the Force Forsberg. Speaking of champions, keep the champion train going. He's in the Essa Motorsports Achilles Radial BMW. It is Michael Essa. Debuting a new car here this weekend. It is bad, and he is ready to throw down. He is the beast from the Bay from San Jose, California, in the Falcon Tires Wish Corvette. It is Matt Field. Next up, in the Permatex, he's going to be going against Matt Field in that Permatex Supercharged LS S14 on Nexon Tires from Florida. It is Alec Hohnadell. Third place overall last year, and he's going for a championship again. He is in the LS-powered S14.5, the Falcon Tires Drifts Wheels S14. It is Bakchis. Coming all the way from Ireland. Coming all the way from Ireland, defending his champion in the Wordhouse Drift Falcon Tires S15. It's the machine, James Deane. Next up, he qualified number 1. That's why he's winning the top qualifier Black Magic Award. Kate Noble, National Account Manager for Black Magic. Bella Keating, Marketing Manager for Black Magic, giving the medal. Wear that thing. You got to put that thing on. Check out that medal. Blang for you, man. Number 1 qualifier, Mark Tucker, Brand Manager at Black Magic. He gets $500 in a case of Black Magic product. He's your number 1 qualifier from Poland, Wordhouse Drifting Falcon Tires S15, Peter Wiecek. Your Black Magic Top Qualifier Award winner. Another usual face, usual suspect, the Norwegian Hammer, but a brand new car. The Rockstar Energy Drink Nexon Tires Toyota Corolla. It is Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Aasbo. Look at all the champions among this top 16. Another Formula Drift veteran in the Turn 14 distribution. Falcon Tires Subaru BRZ. It is Slide or Die Judo Yoshihara. Another champion here in the Monster Energy Nitto Tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR. He is ready to rock. Gittin Jr. This Latvian driver has made a lot of noise in more ways than one. He is in the masked V8-powered Eurofighter on Achilles Radials from Latvia. It is Kristaps Bluss. And last but definitely not least, he ended the top 32 with a bang, and he is in that BC Racing Nitto Tires Ford Performance Mustang RTR. Say hello to Chelsea DeNofa, ready to get rowdy. These are your top 16 drivers. Are you ready to send it, Long Beach? We are ready to party. Make some noise, Long Beach. This is the O'Reilly Auto Parts Streets of Long Beach presented by Permatex. Round 1 of 8. You can take. I mean, well, you know, you look cool. You can look whatever. You already look cool. You're you know, You're in the Air Force. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
I got a special guest up here in the booth, and I'm going to say David. You can pronounce your last name, but David, your full name?
Sergeant Seaside.
Yeah, it's not very phonetic.
Numerals, yeah.
Well, David, thank you for joining me up here. And you're here because the United States Air Force supports us, not only the championship, not only Formula Drift, but the country. What role do you play in the Air Force?
Right now, I'm a recruiter here in downtown Long Beach. But,
okay.
We were play a big role in trying to enlist the structure into the Air Force. You know, the younger new guys, future airmen.
Cool.
This plays a big role, though, because we got to refill the guys that are retiring, getting out of the force and stuff like that.
Yeah. My grandpa was in the Air Force. I always remind anybody I interview up here, my grandpa was in the Air Force, fought in World War II. He's still alive, and yeah, he's a fighter pilot, actually. So where are you originally from, man?
Born and raised down in San Diego, so
okay.
That's where I love it. And then SoCal, I wanted to come back to SoCal, too. So before I came here, become a recruiter, I was out in Japan at Gittin Air Base, too. So a lot into that racing.
Did you have a sick car out in Japan?
No. I had like this little Suzuki Swift Sport.
Oh, man, get out of here. Get out of here. You had that opportunity to have all these rad GTRs, Hachirokus, and all this other cool JDM stuff.
I had a family, so
that makes sense.
Car,
So you got a Suzuki, so you got a K car, like the van thing? Yeah. I get it. All right, and then the other question I have for you is, why did you join the Air Force?
First and foremost, I wanted to give back. You know, this country's done so much for my family and I, so I definitely wanted to give back to as well. So I've been in 13 years now. 7 more until retirement, so I'm looking forward to that. And,
how old are you? I mean, no offense, how old are you?
32.
Okay, you look young.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, and basically, what do you think of drifting? Are you a car guy? Like you said, you have a family and all that.
So since I was born down in San Diego, you know, and then growing up in 2001 when Fast and Furious came out, definitely started watching a lot of that, and a lot of it in the street drag race too down there, down in San Diego too. So
cool. Right on. Where'd you grow up in San Diego?
Mira Mesa, right next to Miramar Air Base.
I grew up in Poway, dog. I used to. Yeah. I shouldn't say this over thing, but I used to street race all over San Diego. I'll be 40 this year, so that era has gone, man. I have a truck now. So, well, David, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your support as being an airman, and thank you to all the airmen and all the branches of the military. But thank you.
I appreciate it. And one shout out I want to give out my daughter's birthday. She's turning 2 today, so.
Oh, that's cute. What's her name?
Zoe.
Zoe. Happy birthday, Zoe. Yeah. Happy birthday, Zoe. I don't know if she understands that at all. But hey, are you ready to party streets of Long Beach? Make some noise. Beautiful day. Thank you so much to David, the United States Air Force. We are about to party here on the streets of Long Beach. Who's going to get on top? Place your bets. Find out. By the end of today, we'll get you home by dinner time. Also, want to send a shout out. If you predict the top qualifier award, courtesy of Black Magic, Wen Lee wins a $100 Visa gift card. So why not predict next round, and you could be $100 richer. Thanks again, David. Thank you so much. Yeah, look at that. That's what you came for, right? Actions speak louder than words. We just put an exclamation point on it. We are here to see our first top 16 battle, and it should be a doozy. We got Peter Wiecek, who's our #1 qualifier, winner of that big old bling. He's got that Black Magic top qualifier medallion. That's going to be the trophy for every round of competition, and you get to proudly wear that around your neck. He might be wearing it in the car right now. Might be a little dangerous object in the car. But Peter Wiecek, Matt Coffman, Sage, what do you got?
Well, you know, it's going to be interesting to see exactly what has gone on with Peter Wiecek's car since we had those issues from earlier on, and we just really don't know whether or not the vehicle is 100%. I assume that it is, but we'll find out here. Matt Coffman had an opportunity in the top 32 to get some time on the track. He got that win, and now he's going to be facing our #1 qualifier, so we'll see how it goes.
And Coffman, like I said yesterday in qualifying, when he is on, he just has this unstoppable force. I call him the villain, but he's a lovable guy. He's got a big heart. He has a lot of different driving disciplines under his belt, and he's from the PNW, just a funny kind of cat, just a quirky dude. And I call him the villain because he just looks like he's just meddling, like thinking of some dastardly plan or something. But Peter Wiecek, he's the kind of opposite. He looks like a character from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I want some chocolate. But his chocolate is doing really well, and being #1 qualifier. So Peter Wiecek will lead. Matt Coffman will give chase. Our first battle of top 16. We're live, baby. Here we go. Send it. Peter Wiecek, Matt Coffman initiating almost identical times. Wiecek out to the touch and go. Gets out of shape. But look at that. Just works it in, Ryan. That was awesome by Peter Wiecek, filling that second outer zone. Now crossing back, approaching that final front clipping point, and he takes it out. Makes some noise. Great way to start the top 16.
Well, we're getting our feet wet in the top 32, the top 16. Very exciting here so far. You can see Peter Wiecek, nice initiation, but Matt Coffman not letting him get away. Wall tap here by Wiecek, a little bit of adjustment, but he makes it over to the other side of the course. And you can see Coffman pouring it on, closing the door. He's got a little bit less angle here, or a little bit less line rather, but then right here tucking up on the inside, making it very competitive. And a good 1-2 punch by both drivers here, as now they'll switch things up. Matt Coffman going to the lead position, and Peter Wiecek will now chase him down.
All right, well, these two drivers, again, Peter Wiecek, the #1 qualifier. Look at that tattered back bumper. I was really amazed by Wiecek. He got into that touch and go, but he really just massaged it. You saw him yank the e-brake and the handbrake, excuse me, and just allowing the car to slide back. What up, Chris Reese and O in the building, the Pike. And again, they will alternate order. Matt Coffman out front. And Wiecek out back. Who's going to come out on top? Where are my Peter Wiecek fans at? Some of you just met him for the first time. You're like, I like that dude. I like everything about that. Where are my Matt Coffman fans at? Oh, look at that. See, Matt needs that. Just take that and just wrap that around him. Lovable cat. Matt Coffman. This machine is built for war. Used to be on the back of the wing. I don't know what the saying is on the vehicle this year. All right, so it looks like the track is clear. Cal Club member is back into position, and we are ready to throw down. Coffman, what do you got? You're out front. You're in that Ford V8-powered S13 Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt Racing Fuel Achilles radials on the corner. Peter Wiecek, Wordhouse Drift Team, Falcon Tires. Peter Wiecek, the most recent victor, but it goes all the way back to October. Does he still have what it takes to get up top? Coffman's going to get in his way. Here we go. Matt Coffman initiates. Now into vision of the judge with their naked eye. Coffman really hanging it out there. Doesn't get all the way to outside zone 1, but does to 2. Peter Wiecek right there, transitioning around, getting lost in the snow. No, he does not. Woo, nice job navigating around that final front clip.
Very close run here, Jared. I think Matt Coffman maybe did better on the touch and go. He didn't touch the wall. He got right up alongside of it. And maybe Peter Wiecek had a little bit better of an outside zone 1. You can see Wiecek right there having to make some adjustments. He cuts the line a little bit, doesn't go out with Matt, but he maintains very close proximity here. This is a close battle overall. And then Wiecek right here through the smoke line. Perfectly done, executed on the inside there, going through that last inside clip and across the finish line. Two strong competitors here and a great way to start off the top 16.
Yeah, and this is just a sign of the times of what's going on with these vehicles. Unique builds. You know, the Wordhouse running a 2JZ under the hood of the S15 Sylvia, and then you got the Ford V8 under the hood of the S13. Just a wide variety of vehicles. Hey, I want to send a shout out to Winston. Happy birthday, little buddy. Happy birthday to you, kiddo. Look, it's got a little beach ball flare going in there. We're here in Long Beach, so why not play a little ball? Just be mindful of your neighbors. Be mindful of your neighbors. Children of all ages. Respect your neighbors, your fellow drift family. Again, another happy birthday yesterday to Chelsea DeNofa and Chris Forsberg. It's Ryan Tuerck's birthday on Tuesday. Anybody else I'm missing? Ryan, when's your birthday again, buddy? When is it? February. All right, let's see what we got. Slide him left for Coffman, right for Peter Wiecek. And Ryan says one more time. Andy says one more time. They are going at it again. We want to see him run again, right, Kuzi? And there it is. It's unanimous one more time. They will be doing battle, alternating positions, a full entirety of its run. So if you're just walking in, if you're not familiar with drifting and it's judged, it's subjective, we have our 3 judges. We have Andy Yen, Brian Egger, and Ryan Lontaine. They are scrutinizing the runs. The lead car needs to adhere to the judging criteria that was given yesterday in qualifying. The chase car needs to utilize the lead car as a moving clipping point. Subjective nature is line, angle, and style, talking about commitment and fluidity. And look at this battle, 11 between the two of them, and right now Ryan Tuerck has the advantage. 6 wins over Yoshihara's 5. 2 veterans of the sport. Die since day 1. Ryan Tuerck joined us in 2005, but still a significant amount of time, entering his 14th season as a Sage, obviously, you know, being co-founder of Formula Drift, entering year 15th, alongside a small handful of FD staff and drivers?
You as well.
Me as well.
Very consistent.
I have a 100% batting record of being on the podium, just not winning anything. Ryan Tuerck, Yoshihara, similar chassis, very different engine setups as Ryan Tuerck comes into view, into that touch and go, transitions into the outside clipping zone. Yoshihara, a very shallow line, but then re-navigates into that second outer zone. A ton of necks and tire smoke thrown in Dai's face. It looks like Yoshihara from that touch and go era got really thrown off here. Let's take a look.
Well, here's the initiation from Tuerck. Pretty quick back on the throttle here. Dai right here starts to fall back a little bit. You can see Tuerck doesn't reach all the way up to the touch and go, but Dai basically comes across the center of the track, did not really get out to that wall. And then he gets lost in the smoke line here, and as he comes out of the smoke line, he's on the inside line here, and you can see he hits that last inside clipping point. So Dai having a little bit of trouble there from the transition from touch and go to outer zone 1 and outer zone 2. But now they will switch things up. It looks like we're on board here with Peter Wiecek as they get prepared for this one more time.
Yeah, Wiecek and his team got a little derriere in your face there with the camera guy getting up close and personal. The car's on potentially just cosmetic. Obviously going to throw some new tires on here, but throw some new tires on for this battle. So that'll be the one more time of Peter Wiecek and Coffman. Now Yoshihara will lead in his Falcon tires, turn 14 distribution Subaru BRZ. And then Ryan Tuerck running a 2JZ under the hood of his gum out Black Magic. Also Team RS Race Service, brand new building opened up in Los Angeles. Content creators, where Blackout Garage, you can follow that story of Ryan Tuerck and Chris Forsberg, as well as Yoshihara. He's slide or die. He has his the diary of Daijiro Yoshihara, as Yoshihara will lead, Ryan Tuerck will give chase. Where are my Yoshihara fans at? Make some noise. Where are my Ryan Tuerck fans at? Make some noise. Where are my drifting fans at? Make some noise. Yoshihara into the touch and go transition under the bridge. Dai gets out there, Tuerck a little shallow. Great proximity for both these guys. Transition into that final clip, wrapping it around. And some great driving by these veterans of the sport.
Well, what was the most noticeable thing there was Ryan Tuerck really not letting Daijiro Yoshihara get away. And Tuerck was able to do that without taking a shallower line here. You can see as he transitions back around, slightly less of a line there on that first outer zone, but really the rest of the way he's sticking it to him. Now this is a really solid run from Daijiro Yoshihara as well. So remember, the judges are looking at lead to lead and chase to chase, and then who did better overall.
All right, and we are awaiting the scores, or the outcome, as opposed to scores and incremental number system. And all right, slide him left for Dai and right for Ryan Tuerck, and Ryan, Andy, and Brian. Ryan Tuerck gets the win. Ryan Tuerck advances on into the Great Eight in his gum out Black Magic Toyota Racing Toyota Corolla GT86 on necks and tires. Unfortunately, Yoshihara in his turn 14 distribution Falcon tires Subaru BRZ is knocked out. Okay, and looks like we are trying to see which vehicle who we got next. It looks like I see Coffman there on the left. Peter Wiecek, Matt Coffman. This is the one more time battle between these guys. And I got to say, that's a compliment to Matt Coffman. I'm not saying that because he's a bad driver, but just given Peter Wiecek and the way he's driving, the consistency of how he's driving, and Matt Coffman shaking him up a little bit, challenging him, because as I said before they started running last time, when he is on, he is just a spirited animal behind the wheel of his Coffman Racing 959 V8 S13. Get back. All right, so Peter Wiecek is on the start line.
And now Coffman is as well. He joins him after warming up and scrubbing his tires. Achilles radials on the corners of Coffman's vehicle. Falcons on Peters. All right, looks like we are ready to leave the start line. Here we go with a one more time battle. Peter Wiecek and Matt Coffman. Wow, nasty initiation there from Wiecek, getting all the way out to that touch and go. Coffman does as well. Standing on that rev limiter, and Matt Coffman throws just a bit too much angle at it, but look at him regaining ground. Oh, and Coffman overshoots it. Where it went wrong a little bit for Coffman is he just had a little too much angle there on that second outside zone. Ryan, break it down.
Yeah, you called it, Jared. I mean, this is a great initiation here by Peter Wiecek, and you can see equally doing as well here is Matt Coffman in the chase. Wiecek this time avoids the wall, very clean through this section. Now watch Coffman, he puts a big amount of angle in the car, and then he loses forward momentum. Then right there, he surges forward towards the end, but it will be a mistake for him and a disadvantage, all other things being equal. So now they'll mix it up. Matt Coffman will take the lead. Peter Wiecek goes to the chase position.
Just the way Coffman drives, just his automotive demeanor and the way it looks, it just looks villainous, as just gets right to the point, gets right back to the line, ready to throw down. And like I said, a compliment to him is he is really hanging tough with a real contender for, you know, we saw it all just come together for him at Irwindale, Peter Wiecek. And we saw it here yesterday on him qualifying, just the consistency, the vehicles. When Werthouse Drift Team entered the picture last year, it just showed, you know, from a resource standpoint, you know, I kind of criticized their livery because it's hard to decipher the vehicles, but it's smart because the bumpers are identical. So you could swap them out from an aesthetic standpoint, and then they run the same engine, you know, similar setup. So you just got the same parts, you know, so it's a definitely a different approach. It's similar to that of like Von Gittin Jr., similar Mustangs, but right now the forward power of Matt Coffman under the hood of the S13 initiates. A little bit later initiation there from Peter Wiecek. Matt Coffman hangs it out. Good job. Doesn't get all the way into that first outer zone. Peter Wiecek right there on Coffman's door. The Candyman is delivering right now. Peter Wiecek. Hi. He says, hi, Matt.
Woo-wee. I mean, really no weak points there for Peter Wiecek. A great initiation by Matt Coffman, but Wiecek right to him pretty much from the onset. You can see Coffman there trying to get out to the touch and go. Didn't do it as well as Wiecek, but still awesome. And look at Wiecek right here, really pouring it on. Now he gets lost in the smoke just for a second here, but he's right back on it, and both drivers come through. Then you can see Coffman right there shoots a little bit long after that clip, and both drivers almost make contact there. So a great back and forth battle. One more time, and you can see the appreciation between these two drivers here on grid, giving it up. So very, very exciting.
That was exciting, Matt. Thank you. All right, it is unanimous. Peter Wiecek gets the victory. Peter Wiecek unanimously gets the victory. So, can he make this a perfect event? He already qualified #1. Now he's going to have to go through Tuerck, because Ryan Tuerck is in the grade 8. And as far as the bracket shapes up, it's Peter Wiecek and Ryan Tuerck. Next up, JTP, Justin Pawlak, seeing teal and blue all over the track right now, and you'll see some white smoke in the air courtesy of Justin Pawlak and Bakchis. Bakchis finishing 3rd overall last year, and then taking a look at the stats, it looks to be about, what was it, 11th or 12th for Justin Pawlak. 14th for JTP, and you see some of the stats there for these two gentlemen going against each other. Justin Pawlak in his Falcon tires, Roush Performance, Ford Mustang. And Bakchis, Falcon tires, drifts wheels, Feel suspension. He owns and operates Feel suspension. Comes from the 2-wheel world of motorcycles, and now been dominated in the 4-wheel. Wow, look at that, quick. Right to angle. Justin Pawlak not getting all the way out to the touch and go, but making up for it on that first outside dome. And into the final front clip, just gonna put a bow on it. There you go. again, liked what JTP did. He didn't get out to touch and go. A lot of the people are focusing on touch and go, not making the first outer zone. He hit the touch and go and then made up for it on the latter portion of the outside zone.
Really seeing the drivers step up here in the top 16. Very exciting so far. And you can see JTP a little bit lacking the angle there towards the touch and go. But as you said, Jared, brings it right back around. But look at Odie maintaining close proximity here, being able to navigate through the smoke line, understanding his muscle memory, what he needs to do, and then right there through the finish line, closing the door even more. So great back and forth battle here between these guys, and an opportunity for the fans to see a couple little mistakes that maybe JTP made in the lead and what Odie could have done better in the chase, and then looking at them flipping the roles with JTP now chasing and Odie Bakchis taking the lead.
And Odie just, I can just recall a couple chase runs from Odie Bakchis against Vaughn here at Long Beach, against Forsberg at Long Beach. I remember he wore a hole in somebody's fender because he was just on him so close and just grinding on him. And Odie Bakchis has quickly become one of the best chase drivers in the Formula Drift grid. And it looks like there's Wiecek. And can Wordhouse Drift Team make it back-to-back right now? Peter Wiecek, one step closer to being on top of the podium or being in a podium position. If he advances on to the top 4, if he goes through Ryan Tuerck, he's guaranteed a podium. But Ryan Tuerck's going to try to put a stop to that. They both run 2 JZ engines. But right now, Odie Bakchis, supercharged LS S14.5 from Wrightwood, California. A family affair, as his wife is a spotter. She's in his head, telling him what's going on, making him aware. One of the few husband and wife teams. You got Adrian, you got Renee, talking about Burkett and also the Mohan. Cool Mohan Luke. So Odie Bakchis will lead. JTP Justin Pawlak will give chase. And here we go. Who do you got, Odie or Pawlak? Who's moving on? Odie initiates massive angle, and no, that will be it for Odie Bakchis. JTP goes around Odie Bakchis, and we know that Justin Pawlak will get the victory. So unfortunate turn of events there for Odie. Let's look at this again. Where did it go wrong, Ryan?
Well, we saw this with Van Kirk and Aasbo, and you can see here Odie initiates. Something's not right here. It puts a lot of angle into the car, then has to spin out of it. You can see JTP trying to avoid a big issue there, goes around him safely and finishes up the rest of the run. But at that point, once Odie had done that, it is an incomplete, and the run is over.
All right, so an incomplete run there for Odie Bakchis. Doesn't look like there's any foul play. There's nowhere near any contact. Like you said, the attitude of the car, it seemed like it was kind of bouncing along there. It didn't look like the car was really settled, right?
Yeah, you can just see he didn't really snap to initiation, and then when he was starting to drift into that first corner, into the touch and go, a lot of angle in the car and not able to hold it there.
Odie Bakchis, Justin Pawlak, and slide him. Nope, nope, nope. Justin Pawlak gets the win. Justin Pawlak gets the win. That was the wrong way. So obviously, Justin Pawlak gets the victory, and he moves on. All right, so as we are getting ready for our next battle, again, JTP Justin Pawlak advances on. He is going to be going against the winner of the next battle. Oh, look at this. Latvia versus Norway. We have a 4-cylinder turbo nitrous Toyota Corolla, the Rockstar energy drink. Next entire is Toyota Corolla. Yeah, Brian Eggert reminds me, these guys had some words last year. These guys, they had some words against each other. Where was that, Eggert? Was that? It was here. Oh, let's see who comes out on top now. So the Hammer versus the Latvian. Christos Bluss in that Eurofighter BMW HGK on Achilles radials. Christoph Bluss, we've seen some great things from him, but he's going to have to go through Aasbo. Aasbo out front. Bluss in the chase position. Pull your phones out for this one. This one's going to be a barn burner. Make some noise. Aasbo gets out to the touch and go. Can he fill that zone? Does not get all the way out there. Christoph Bluss not shaking. Fills that second outer zone. Now transition into that final front clip. Make some noise, Long Beach. Ryan, remember there was some love loss last time these guys went against each other.
Yeah, storied history here between these two competitors. Aasbo doing what he does best, going out and putting on a solid lead run here. You can see great job on the touch and go. Look at Kristaps looking for an opportunity to attack. He surges forward right there, tries to take some ground away from Aasbo. Aasbo fills that second outer zone. Kristaps falls back for a second, now surges back forward towards Aasbo. And then both drivers through the finish line there, so good solid battle. You can see Kristaps had some very high points there, especially from outside zone 1 into outside zone number 2. And Aasbo very consistent out front, never making too many mistakes as the lead driver. Yeah, just a really dynamic driving there by Aasbo. He didn't get all the way to that outside first zone, and I believe that Kristaps really capitalized on that. Made me a little bit nervous when Kristaps in that chase position, because he had to compromise for that and accommodate that, and then go into that second outer zone that could have really thrown him off and potentially thrown him into the wall. But now Kristaps is out front. He's got the masked Motorsports V8 under the big bulge of carbon Kevlar under the hood. The whole thing's carbon Kevlar. Ryan, you're talking about that story, the Eurofighter story. Maybe elaborate on that you're talking about. Yeah, there's a great video that Kristaps sent over to the series about what transpired last year at Irwindale when they basically had a motor detonation after trying to put some more power in the car, and it just so happened that he was going to be out of competition because of that. And then at the same time, this car shows up for SEMA, and they take the risk of putting it into competition, and it was probably the best thing that they could have done for the team, because it created such a stir about not only the team but the vehicle, and Kristaps continued to build that legacy that is Kristaps Bluss. So I think it's really fun to watch that story and see how it all played out. Yeah, so the Eurofighter, as it's been deemed, HGK Eurofighter. E92 on Achilles radials, Achilles tires. And Frederick Aasbo will be chasing him down. All right, so Bluss out front. Aasbo in the chase position. Bluss, Aasbo, throwing it in. Bluss comes down the chute. Doesn't get all the way to touch and go, snappy transition. Doesn't get all the way to the outside first zone. Oh, Aasbo! Really making his presence felt on that second outer zone. Some aggressive driving here. Ryan, break it down. What did you see? Well, great adjustment here by Frederick Aasbo. Watch as Kristaps initiates, gets back on the throttle here. You can see he's not going to reach out to the touch and go. Aasbo sees that. He adjusts his line, and then he's able to get right up on alongside Kristaps by that outside zone number 2. So incredible job of making an adjustment, using the lead car like a moving clipping point. It still was a good lead run by Kristaps overall, but you could see Aasbo making those adjustments to try to make sure that Kristaps didn't get away. Man, do you think we have a victor here? I want to say yes, but it's definitely pretty close. Yeah, yeah. It's what do you guys think? Who do you think won? Is it Frederick Aasbo? Or is it Kristaps Bluss? This guy right here is just up here yelling one more time. Do you guys want to see him go one more time? I can't hear you, Long Beach. Make some noise. They will not go one more time, but the winner is unanimous. Frederick Aasbo gets the win. Aasbo advances on. This guy's bummed. He's still got a smile on your face, though. This guy over here ducks out. He says, "No, what? You give me like the basic girl hair, the head, not today, honey. My shirt might say Illis, you definitely not." All right, thank you guys for joining us out here. We're going to take a quick break as here's a message from our sponsors here at round 1 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship, O'Reilly Auto Parts Streets of Long Beach, presented by Permatex. All right, we are back here at round 1 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship.
This is the O'Reilly Auto Parts Streets of Long Beach, presented by Permatex.
Where's the end?
All right, James Deane, Michael Essa. This is our next battle. This should be a good one. Again, your defending champion going against a former Formula Drift champion, Michael Essa. Target on the back of James Deane. It's a big target, as he is a tall drink of water there, the machine. James Deane, green bean, lean, mean, fight machine. So again, Aasbo advances on. So it's Aasbo versus JTP, Peter Wiecek versus Ryan Tuerck, and now James Deane versus Michael Essa. All right, here we go. So James Deane will lead. He's your number 2 qualifier. Michael Essa qualified 15th. James Deane and that Sylvia S15 almost identical to Peter Wiecek, and he wants the same result. He wants to advance on into grade 8. Michael Essa is going to try to put a stop to that. Wow, James Deane gets out to the touch and go, works it back to that first outer zone. Michael Essa, the red and white BMW Shadow, loses ground a little bit, but regains it. James Deane out front, and Michael Essa in tow.
Well, good start here by James Deane and Michael Essa. Essa sticking to him right through initiation here. You can see Deane ever so consistent on that touch and go, back around to that first outer zone. But look at Michael Essa keeping pace here with James Deane, especially through that second outer zone. Very competitive here from Essa. And man, we're just seeing so many close battles here. These guys have stepped up, and that was one of the things we talked about with regards to the offseason, Jared, was what changes would these drivers make in order to make sure that they could not only match the line and angle of James Deane, given what they saw in 2017, but also the speed.
Yeah, he just, you know, I gotta say, you know, last year when he came back after, I believe it was 7 years was the number we haven't seen him for, and he just came back with such a different, it wasn't the Daigo effect where Daigo would kind of pulse the car forward. James Deane would almost kind of nose in a little bit and just exceed that kind of, that front wheel. But then I got to admit, you know, I was kind of like, okay, I get it. But then I think he listened to that, and he listened to the critiques, and he adapted and changed, and he really kind of gained the respect of a lot of the other drivers as he advanced on and kept winning and kept having success. And his driving style isn't pulsy. It's just very smooth, very calculated. He has a lot of seat time. If he's not here at Formula Drift, he's at another drifting competition. He's driving. He's constantly got a wheel in his hand and a pedal at his feet. So he's constantly doing that. And that just goes to show you he's and not just S15s or Sylvia's. He's got a FD-RX-7 with an SR. He's got a lot of different vehicles that he pilots all across the globe. Michael Essa, he's a former champion. He's back behind the wheel of his tried and true BMW, throwing some more horsepower and having some fun. Here we go, Essa Auto Sports, Achilles Radial, BMW, massive angle there from Michael Essa. Gets to the touch and go about half a car length off of that first front clip, or excuse me, rear clipping zone. And now on that final front clip, look at James Deane right there.
Well, again, another solid battle here between these two competitors. Michael Essa, great start. Let's take a look at his lead run. He does get out to that touch and go, maybe not as much as James Deane, and maybe just a little bit off that first outer zone. Deane right here, a little bit on the inside. Essa blasting that wall on that second outer zone. Deane on the inside here, and then ever so Deane-ish pushing it through to that finish line and really getting close. Here's the first run for comparison. If you're watching at home or live with us on the Jumbotron, you can see Deane just a little bit closer to that touch and go, as well as that first outer zone. But look at Essa in the chase position again, and Deane also right out to that outer zone. really close run. Both drivers showing some very strong points in both the lead and the chase run.
We are in the Ford top 16. And we are waiting to find out who advances on, James Deane or Michael Essa. Where are my James Deane fans at? How about my BMW Michael Essa fans at? Where are you at? Remember, hashtag FDLB on all social media platforms, and FDX5, Roman numerals for 15, celebrating 15 years of Formula Drift competition. Tag us at Formula D. And again, download the app. Talk about MF Drift as well, winning a MagnaFlow exhaust. So Michael Essa, James Deane, and there's a one more time. And there it is, they are going at it again. So one more time battle between Deane and Essa. So these Wordhouse Drift Team drivers, Peter Vincek and now James Deane, having to work for it. Like I said, Peter Vincek had to go through Coffman. They went one more time. Peter eventually getting the victory. And now James Deane having to go one more time. Two rising stars of the sport. Matt Field, Alec Hohnadell. Where are my Corvette fans at? You out there? How about LS V8 engine and S chassis fans? You guys out there? Well, Alec Hohnadell piloting that supercharged LS S14. Hohnadell Huddy Racing, Nexen Tires. And then you got Matt Field in the Falcon Tire Wish Beast in the Bay Corvette. He advanced on through Jeff Jones, and now he goes against Alec Hohnadell. Matt Field leading. Alec Hohnadell giving chase. Matt with a gangster initiation. Going to that touch and go. Nice proximity to that touch and go. Now into that outer zone. Here comes Alec Hohnadell. Chase him down where the surface changes. Sliding by the seam. Pretty straightforward battle there, Ryan. I really liked Matt Field's initiation.
Yeah, every one of these battles has some really amazing moments in it here. Let's take a look here as Matt Field is in the lead position, out to that touch and go. Nice, smooth, fluid transition across the other side. But look at Alec Hohnadell keeping the pressure on. Field a little bit outside the line on that second outer zone, and then Hohnadell surging forward and then falling back, so taking a risk there as he tucks up on the inside. And we got ourselves a battle on our hands.
I had the opportunity to interview Alec Hohnadell during the halftime break and asked him, I said, who are you going against? It's Matt Field. He says, I think that thing needs a little green on it, don't you think? So Alec Hohnadell will lead. That was his opportunity to get involved, do a little rubbing his racing. But now I'm sure that Matt Field wants to put a little high-vis yellow on that green vehicle, or some teal and blue, depending on which part of that Corvette gets into Hohnadell's business. But Matt Field has seen some great victory. He had his old Gears of War 4 Falcon Tires, S chassis. He won Irwindale. That was a fantastic event a couple of years ago. And now building a new vehicle. It's got that carbon Kevlar HGK kit. If you can come look at this vehicle up close in person, it's definitely beautiful. Alec Hohnadell will now lead. Matt Field will give chase. Hohnadell out of the gate. We got a clean start. No cones were hit. No strike, no harm, no foul. Alec Hohnadell initiates. Look at the shimming of Matt Field in that chase position. His presence is definitely felt. Hohnadell to that second outer zone, and Matt Field kind of taking a weird line, a wider line. Had to let Hohnadell transition in front of him. It seems that he transitioned a little too late. Didn't say tuck back.
Well, it's all going to come down here to, I think, after what transpired on outside zone number 2. Let's look at the first half here. Hohnadell not out to that touch and go. A little bit better job on the first outer zone, but Field sticking very tight to him. The Beast from the Bay has a beast of a car, but right there you can see Field, as he leaves that second outer zone, kind of has a bit of a wonky line, straightens out a little bit, and then has to play catch up there towards that last inside clip. So depending on the result here, we'll want to bring in Ryan Lantain to see if he can give us an indication of what he thinks transpired there from outside zone number 2.
All right, so the drivers waiting, Field and Hohnadell, awaiting the outcome. Now's the time when you make a wish there, Field. Slide them left for Hohnadell, right for Matt Field. Ryan, Andy, and Brian, the verdict. Ryan says Alec Hohnadell, Andy, and all of them say Alec Hohnadell. Alec Hohnadell gets the victory. Lantain going to you. That was unanimous. Did it come down to that? It seemed Matt Field chose the wrong line or just transitioned too early before Hohnadell on that second run.
Yeah, it's exactly what it looked like. He didn't really have the right line coming from outside zone 2 up to the touch and go number 2, which is right before inside clip 1. So he got himself positioned in the wrong area and didn't really follow the line that Hohnadell was leading from outside zone 2 to that touch and go. So he ended up getting himself choked up a little bit, and the car actually went straight for a split second and really low angle for the rest of it. So it didn't really look good on his part. But Hohnadell did a good job in his chase position. Although his initiation was a little lazy, he managed to keep it together through the entire run.
It's good to come out unscathed from Long Beach, right? It's a good place to be, coming out of Long Beach, and the car, you know, not a lot of damage to it, right? I mean, when you leave Long Beach, you know what you're going into and what's coming out.
Well, I think for Field, he definitely proved that he has a strong vehicle that can compete this year. I think, especially given how much time he's had to work on the vehicle and to fabricate everything in the vehicle, coming out here to Long Beach and seeing what it has done is a super strong performance.
Sorry, I'm kind of looking around here, and a little vape Tasia because Forrest Wang, he's up next, and looks like I call it whale watching because it's like spouts when you go whale watching. And, oh, okay. All right, so we are going back to the one more time. James Deane, Mike Essa. This is the one more time, so we will not be going to Wang and Gittin. We're going back to the one more time, Deane and Essa. Ryan, James Deane, and Mike Essa, you know, Essa looking really good. It looks like he's back to championship form.
Yeah, well, I think you know, one of the things that we noticed last year is that James Deane just had just that bit more of grip, especially in the chase position, to really close the door and make those chase runs look very solid. And I think a lot of drivers took note of that and tried to figure out what they could do in order to get more grip out of their vehicles. And whatever Michael Essa did in the offseason, he's certainly able to hang with James Deane, giving him that one more time. So now we have another opportunity here to see these two great competitors, both champions, go at it again.
Yep. Yeah. Good point there. And you know, when you have that confidence going against a driver, you know that's going to just go for it. You have that confidence built in. You've seen him run. You know what to look at. You know, it's harder when you go against a rookie that you've never gone against. You don't know what their vehicle's like. You don't know how they react. But seeing a lot of runs here with James Deane, especially last year. Here we go. James Deane out front. Mike Essa in the chase position. James Deane tapping the wall. Goes wall to wall. Once again, just like yesterday. But Essa's right there. Essa taking that proper line. Look at that delay, and then just boom. Just lunges right back to the door of the machine.
Outstanding run again. You know, this time you could see Michael Essa made maybe a tiny mistake. He did make up for it, but watch James Deane here in the lead. Let's see. He gets out to that touch and go, touches the wall, back around to this first outer zone, and then Essa just will not let him get away, closing the door, inches away here, falls back for a second, surges forward, attacks again, a little bit lower angle there. So that's something that James Deane's team can play off of in the chase position if Michael Essa is going to have as clean run as James did in his lead. But man, these guys are really throwing down here, and it's a huge opportunity for Michael Essa to beat James Deane if he can go down and lay down a clean lead run. and gives something to James Deane to work with, we might see maybe another one more time.
You really just don't want to leave it in the judge's hands, you know. So you got to think what's going through James Deane's head right now. He just, you know, just went one more time, you know, had the first battle. Now he's got Essa, you know, in his rearview mirror, but now he's going to chase him down. I have to think that James Deane's like, dude, just going to leave it out here on the track, right? But Michael Essa knows. I got to think that Michael Essa in his head, he's got a little bit of advantage here. He just went against the defending champion and really hung tough with him, and you know, showed him that he's got what it takes. Really good job transitioning on that last front clipping point. Just give himself enough, I would say maybe a little too much room, but still lunge right back to the door of James Deane. Really well executed by Michael Essa. So let's alternate the order. Essa will be out front. James Deane in the chase position as he's throwing some fruit out here. Dropping some bass. All right, here we go. Essa Motorsports, Achilles Radial, BMW. Gonna try to take down the defending champion of James Deane. Essa hanging out to the touch and go. Fills that first outer zone, but there's James Deane. This is what I was talking about. Can he execute? Michael Essa, a little wide swing around that final front clip, but make some noise for him. Stomp your feet, Long Beach.
So I think the first thing to notice here is you can see Michael Essa doesn't really get as deep as Deane in that first touch and go. He does a great job on that first outer zone, a little bit off that second outer zone there, and Deane through the smoke cloud here. He does fall back like Essa as well, but maybe not as distinctly as Essa did in the chase position there. So the judges now have both runs. They can digest it, and they can give us a result.
All right, as we await the result, the judges tasked to declare a winner. Andy Yen, Brian Egger, and Ryan Lontaine. We will be seeing Wang and Gittin up next. Already in, again, Peter Wiecek against Ryan Tuerck in the grade 8. JTP, Justin Pawlak versus Frederick Aasbo. That's on the other side of the bracket. And then, now on this side, we got Hohnadell waiting to find out who he's going against. Is it James Deane or Michael Essa? Slide him left for Essa, right for James Deane. Ryan says James Deane, and there it is. James Deane gets the victory and advances on into the grade 8. Ryan Lontaine, I see you taking some notes down there, but I'd like to get your insight. It was unanimous. Hat tip to Michael Essa, but unanimous? That's where you're going?
Yeah, Deane in the lead position did a really good job in the zones. He was, of course, touch and go 1, super deep there with big angle. Great transition to outside zone 1. Did a good job on outside zone 2. Did a good job everywhere, really, in the lead position. And unfortunately, when Essa was chasing him, he ended up getting himself a little bit too close to Deane after outside zone 2 and didn't really have anywhere to go on that transition. So it looked like he transitioned too early, which then meant he didn't have the momentum to get out to inside clip 1 without, you know, really lowering his angle. So that's what hurt him in the chase position. And in the lead, he wasn't able to get as deep in outside zone, or sorry, touch and go 1 and outside zone 2 as Deane did. So Deane and James Deane ended up winning the lead in the chase in my eyes. All
right. Well, there you have it. And again, it was unanimous. All right, so we are seeing now on the start line, ready to send it here, Forrest Wang and Vaughn Gittin Jr. Forrest Wang, Vaptasia, Achilles Radial, Get Nuts Laboratory, S15 Sylvia, going against Vaughn Gittin Jr., Monster Energy, Nitto Tire, Ford Performance, Mustang, RTR. Here we go. Forrest Wang out front, initiating. Throwing it in, look at that. Not a ton of angle there, looks like ripping through the course right now. Forrest Wang, styles for miles, throws it down around that final clip. Ryan, take a look at this initiation. Didn't look like he had as deep an angle in that lead.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird approach here by Forrest. You can see the initiation, it's a wide initiation, then he kind of dives down in this section of the course, and a lot less angle there than Gittin. Gittin has to make an adjustment, and usually we see big angle there from Forrest. Now headed toward into outside zone number 2. Watch Gittin in the chase position, the transition. Looks like he makes contact with the touch and go there. So interesting battle, not what I expected to see from Forrest on that first touch and go. But now that we've got one in the books, we'll shake things up. Gittin goes to the lead. Forsberg goes to the chase.
All right, so now let's alternate the order here. And we have Gittin Jr. leading, former Formula Drift champion. A lot of promotions he's got going on. If you haven't seen the Fun Haver tour over there, a bunch of video game consoles and simulators, as well as prizes, spin to win, got a bunch of goods. And then Forrest Wang, bunch of swag. I always see a lot of people out in Get Nuts Laboratory stuff. Vape-tasia, now living in Las Vegas. As we are ready to see him go at it again. Gittin Jr. and Forrest Wang. All right, so sorry, a little bit of debris on the track there. And here we go. Who's going to get it? Gittin Jr. or Forrest Wang? Gittin Jr. flicks it in. All the way out to that touch and go. Forrest Wang does not get out there, but Vaughn doesn't get to the outside zone all the way. Oh! And Vaughn spins. Let's take a look. I was looking at it with my naked eye, Ryan. Let's look at the replay. Was there contact, or was that Vaughn just rotating?
Well, there was definitely big angle there. There may have been incidental contact from the big angle, but let's take a look. Vaughn, great snappy transition, right back on the throttle here. You can see big smoke line. Pretty good job on that touch and go. Now Forrest sees that this guy's flying through the course, so he gets on the throttle, getting big angle here. And then right there, you can see Vaughn starting to spin out, and then Forrest having to slow down there. That's what it looks like at first pass. We'll have to have the judges give a deeper dive into it. We'll take a look at it from this camera angle here. Yeah, it looks like just Vaughn is actually going over-rotating there and not able to transition back around to the last touch and go on the final inside clip.
Yeah, it looks like he just looped it, unfortunately for Vaughn, but you know who is stoked is Forrest Wang. This is, again, unofficial. Wait till the judge's verdict comes out here. And again, Gittin Jr. waiting there on the side. Monster Energy Nitto Tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR. All right, and there it is. It's unanimous. Forrest Wang gets the victory. Forrest Wang advances on, knocking out Gittin Jr. All right, let me help you guys out. Here we go, fans. Looks like you guys are trying to start a wave, which is awesome. I love it. I love it. I don't need to tell you guys what to do. All right, we're gonna start closest to the bridge. That's where it starts. Okay, so homeboy in the white shirt, you're standing up. You're my ringleader. Okay, yeah, right there. You got the power. All right. So on 3, you're gonna stand up, and it's gonna come across, go across judge stand, and go close to the water. On 3, stand up. 1, 2, 3, boom, close to the bridge. See this? Then now we're working together. Now we are making magic. It's gonna come to you on the waterfront. You better get ready. It's coming to you across the track. We're gonna do a big vortex here. Look at that, got some whale watching spouts going. Here it comes to the water. Get involved. Oh, there's a wave. We're not talking about in the ocean. All the way, coming to you, center track. Center, yeah, there we go. Chris Forsberg, Chelsea Nova, do it again, send it. Keep it going till they come into view. Forsberg and DeNofa. Coming to the water. All right, let's do double wave. Start again at the bridge. On 1, 2, 3, go again. Close to the bridge. Nope, didn't hear me. The two tranced out right now, getting housed out. Yeah, keep it going. FDLB, hashtag FDLB, FDX5. The 15th season of the Formula Drift Championship. Keeps it going. It's turning into a little ripple right now. Come on. Let's see it, Long Beach. Big old wave. Oh, there you go. See it high, let it fly.
Oh, it's coming around again. It's coming around again. Don't get tired. Don't get tired. You! Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Forsberg out front. Chelsea DeNofa in the chase position. Forsberg initiates into that touch and go area. Chelsea DeNofa, a little disrupted. Forsberg gets out to the touch and go, transitions into that first outer zone. DeNofa right there. Oh, boy. Look at that. Chelsea DeNofa rubbing the door of Forsberg. You can see a little blow, and DeNofa loops it. Ryan, take a look. First you see it, now you don't, or you didn't see it, then you do. Chelsea actually rubbed some Nitto tire rubber on the door of Forsberg. This is the battle of the birthday boys. Yesterday was both their birthdays.
Yeah, big initiation here by Forsberg. You can see DeNofa tucks up on the inside right there. It makes a little bit of a mistake, not coming across to the touch and go with Forsberg. And you can see Chris hits that first outer zone very well. Second outer zone pretty deep, maybe going a little bit long there. Then DeNofa tucks up on the inside right here, and then he basically has to spin out in order to not hit Chris through that last inside clip. So tough break there for DeNofa. Obviously the judges need to give their side of things, but it looks like Forsberg will have an advantage going into run number 2.
Yeah, unfortunately for DeNofa, you know, he just looped it, and yeah, you know, the other Mustang and his teammate Vaughn Gittin Jr., that happened to him, but not until the second run. And right now, unfortunately, Chelsea spinning just around that final front clip, taking it out. So Forsberg, DeNofa will now be out front. And you could see a white lipstick there on Chelsea DeNofa's ride. Chelsea DeNofa creating a lot of rad content with Vaughn. Had the pleasure of going out to a NASCAR race, Pennzoil 400, announcing for Vaughn and Chelsea. Follow all the antics and all the action of the Blackout Garage, Ryan Tuerck and Forsberg, courtesy of Race Service, presented by Gum Out and Black Magic. The Blackout Garage. Get it? Black Magic, Gum Out, Blackout. Here we go. Our final potential battle, top 16. Chelsea DeNofa out front. Chris Forsberg in the chase position. Chelsea throws it down. Fills that first outer zone properly. Forsberg taking a way shallow line. Does not get out to that second outer zone. And now dials it in. Oh boy, Forsberg right there. So Ryan, Forsberg definitely taking a shallow line, approaching that second outer zone, but let's break it down.
Yeah, well, I think if the judges were going to be giving an incomplete to DeNofa, Forsberg would have to make a very sizable mistake. It's not the greatest chase run here from Chris. You can see right here, he's very shallow on the inside, much lower line than Chelsea. He is keeping decent proximity here as he comes through the smoke line. Then he's going to tuck up on the inside here. But if the judges, I imagine, are giving Chelsea an incomplete on run number 1, there was no incomplete from Chris on run number 2.
All right, so yeah, I couldn't agree more, Ryan. The top 16 here. This is our final battle already in the grade 8. Peter Wiecek versus Ryan Tuerck. Justin Pawlak versus Frederick Aasbo. On the other side of the bracket, James Deane versus Hohnadell. And then finally, Forrest Wang against the winner of this battle. If it's Chris Forsberg, we saw this a couple of years ago in 2016, Wang and Forsberg battle. And again, another one of those kind of rivalries between Wang and Forsberg. And we see it again.
I'd like to defend myself here. I did not choose Chelsea DeNofa. That was a mistake.
Right, Lantain, let's clarify real quick. That was incorrect. It is unanimous. Chris Forsberg gets the win. It is unanimous. There was an error there. Lantain, go ahead again. You did not vote for Chelsea DeNofa.
I did not vote for Chelsea DeNofa. The pad clearly did not take my my judgment as I entered it. Looking at what we saw on the track, Chelsea was crossing the initiation lanes before initiation in the chase position, and it ended up hurting himself as opposed to hurting the lead car. So he ended up having a bit of an issue there in the chase position, and he ended up spinning at inside clip 1. So it's a bit of a, he took advantage of a situation on the initiation and ended up hurting him in the end. So we didn't do a restart on it because the fault ended up on him. And in the chase position, Forsberg didn't do a great job, but like Ryan said, he did get an incomplete, so Forsberg gets the win.
All right, well, we'll be seeing a Forsberg-Wang battle like we did a couple years ago in New Jersey that caused a rift throughout the community, but our grade 8 is set. Grade 8 is set. when we come back before our first battle of the Grade 8 featuring Peter Wiecek and Ryan Tuerck. We caught up with them. Ryan Tuerck.
Jared, thanks so much. Ryan Tuerck, brand new everything.
Yeah.
So during the off season, what did you guys focus on?
We focused on really just rebuilding the car entirely. We brought it back down to a bare shell and then just focused on just replacing everything. The car needed a major overhaul just from 3 years of abuse and not a lot being changed on it except for a basic refresh. So we wanted to really take the time to make the car as efficient to work on as possible. So we took a lot of stuff out and then we re-engineered the car so that the techs on the car can just not have to spend so much time just doing the simple things. So that also with rearranging a lot of the weight in the car. So it has the best weight balance we've ever had in a car, which is a huge help. Obviously putting a big cast iron inline 6-cylinder motor in a car adds a lot of weight in the front. So you got to distribute a lot more weight in the back to even it out. And we focused and achieved that goal. So it's the car is honestly the best it's ever been. And along with a new partner this year, Nexen Tires, the tires are phenomenal and we're having a lot of fun with the car.
Is everything going as you hoped and expected?
So far, so good. Yeah, the car feels great. The new engine package with OCD Works coming on board and Turbo by Garrett supplying the turbos and John Reed tuning the car. It's just like the whole package, everything that we've wanted to kind of finally happened all throughout the years. And now we're just, it's the whole package this year. We're really pumped.
Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
He is pumped to be stoked. Ryan Tuerck there. Again, the Blackout Garage featuring all their antics. Brought to you by Gumout and Black Magic. Ryan Tuerck will be going against our #1 qualifier, Peter Wiecek. He's got that 2JZ powered Silvia S15. Can he make it a perfect event? His teammate took the victory here last year, not only this round, but the overall championship. These guys have never seen battle against each other, Peter Wiecek and Ryan Tuerck. And we are ready to see him throw down here. Look at those winning percentage, 60, 63. And keep in mind that Ryan Tuerck has a high percentage given 13 years of Formula Drift Championship competition. And then you got Peter Wiecek, who only has 1 year and now 1 more event. So only 8 events in the books for him. Peter Wiecek will lead. Ryan Tuerck will give chase. Again, with Wiecek qualifying first, Ryan Tuerck qualifying 8th. So not too shabby from Ryan Tuerck. All right. Here we go. Peter Wiecek, Ryan Tuerck. Little shimmy there as Peter Wiecek. Faint entry, and then now Ryan Tuerck in tow. Transition in that first outer zone. Peter Wiecek, Ryan Tuerck dialing in that second outer zone, and now parallel parking around that final front clip. Good execution from both the guys. Ryan, what are some standout successes or even some mistakes there on that run?
Well, we're seeing Peter and James pretty much look identical here. They always get deep out to this touch and go. That time Peter didn't get all the way out and touch it exactly like he did on that first outer zone, but very similar runs here we've seen consistently in the lead from Peter Wiecek. But Ryan Tuerck is really chasing him down here. The only mistake that I saw was coming from the second outer zone into that second touch and go area where he kind of straightened up a little bit and got a little bit tight there on that last inside clip. But other than that, he maintained good proximity, kept the pressure on, but he's gonna have to go down and lay a solid, clean lead run and hope that Peter makes a similar mistake.
All right, so Ryan Tuerck will be out front now. He's getting the clean air. Peter Wiecek not having gone against Ryan Tuerck. He's going to have a little bit of a hill climb here. All right, again, if you're just tuning in, this is the first battle of the Grade 8. Peter Wiecek versus Ryan Tuerck. Now Ryan Tuerck, the Gumout Black Magic Toyota Racing Toyota GT86 on Nexen tires. Peter in the Wardhouse Drift Team Falcon tires, Silvia S15. The winner will move on to the Final Four. If Peter wins, he is guaranteed a podium due to his qualifying position. And here we go. Ryan Tuerck's going to try to put a stop to it. Tuerck initiates. Big angle. Doesn't get all the way out to the touch and go.
but makes up for it on that first outer zone. Peter Wiecek right there. Now Tuerck on that second outer zone, again, not as deep. Lead to lead, chase to chase. Let's take a look at it, Ryan.
Yeah, I think you called out some key factors there, Jared. Remember, we are looking at both lead runs, both chase runs, and who did better overall. You can see Peter very tight from initiation. Tuerck not all the way out to that touch and go. Better job on that first outer zone, but you can see he does leave a little bit on the table with that second outer zone. Peter comes through the smoke line here, almost makes contact, but then he kind of tucks up along the right rear of Ryan Tuerck's vehicle, and then the run finishes. So we've got both drivers now with both runs in the books, and now we are waiting on the judges.
All right, waiting on the judges, and our next battle being staged, JTP Justin Pawlak versus Frederick Aasbo. You can see the Polish flag waving, and here we go. Slide him right for Peter Wiecek and left for Tuerck, and Peter Wiecek gets the win, and again, guaranteed a podium because he'll go against the winner of JTP and Aasbo. If he wins that, he goes to the finals. If he loses, he's guaranteed at minimum third place. All right, Justin Pawlak, Frederick Aasbo. You can see the stats here, 8 times going against each other. Aasbo winning 6 out of those 8 times. Aasbo feeling a lot of pressure against Christos Bluss. I'll tell you what, Justin Pawlak, he's going to be not a pushover at all. Justin Pawlak wants it. He says the car feels great. He's having some fun. He's got a smile on his face during the break. Frederick Aasbo in a uniquely engineered vehicle. The Rockstar Energy Drink Nexen Tires Toyota Racing Toyota Corolla. Brand new car for him. What looks similar to last year's vehicle is an all-new build by the Papadakis Racing team. All right, so again, Peter Wiecek will go against the winner of this battle. And here we go. JTP Justin Pawlak will lead. Aasbo, oh no, there we go. A cone got knocked over. That is a strike. That is a strike for Justin Pawlak. Justin Pawlak knocking over a cone, and that will be a restart. Hashtag FDLB, let everybody know you are watching Formula Drift Long Beach. Carlos Magana, happy birthday. And again, thank you for tuning in. All right, let's get him going here. JTP has that 1 strike, 3 strikes and you're out. Nothing to be concerned about right now. Pretty sure we'll get a clean start. All right, here we go. Justin Pawlak, Aasbo chasing him down. The hot hatchback. Justin getting all the way out to the touch and go. Counters back into that first outer zone. Aasbo, the Toyota Shadow, allows Justin to transition, but then jumps right back on the door. Just a sick and aggressive chase job there by Aasbo.
Yeah, and a beautiful job out front by Justin Pawlak as well. Let's take a look at this initiation. Snaps right into it, back on throttle here. Very deep into that touch and go, great angle. Aasbo following him through that first outer zone. Then both drivers come into picture here as you can see Justin Pawlak very deep into that second outer zone. Aasbo surging forward, trying to close the door, and then through the last inside clip, you can see a little bit of a hanging there from Justin Pawlak. But both drivers crossed the finish line pretty much unfazed. We've got ourselves a nice battle on hand here. Second battle in the Great 8. The winner going on to face Peter Wiecek.
All right, looking into the crystal ball, seeing who's going to move on. Where are my Frederick Aasbo fans at? Make some noise. How about JTP, Justin Pawlak in that Ford Mustang? Saw a homeboy shirt down there, anti-V8 V8 Club. That was a good one. So I'm assuming he's cheering for Aasbo. 4-cylinder turbo, nitrous, 1,000 horsepower. You got the Roush performance under the hood of JTP. Run what you brung, son. And here we go. They will. Aasbo out front. Justin Pawlak in the chase position. Aasbo initiates. All the way out to the touch and go. Transitions in. Shallow on that first outer zone. Justin Pawlak almost rotating there. And now into that final front clip. Well done there by Justin Pawlak. He really had to compromise and basically adapt to Aasbo's very shallow into that first zone.
Yeah, making some good adjustments there in the chase position is Justin Pawlak. You can see Aasbo here getting out to that first touch and go. And then watch Pawlak surging forward. Aasbo doesn't reach out to that second, or that first outer zone, and that's where Pawlak has to make an adjustment. He gets up on that inside line there. Now coming back around here, he surges forward. Now sometimes we see contact here, but Justin's able to dive in there. So you see Aasbo made a little bit of a mistake from by not hitting that first outer zone. Justin Pawlak making some adjustments, closing the door towards the end, and now both runs are in, and it's in the judges' hands at this point.
All right, so the judges. All right, so you can see the door of Aasbo's hot hatchback still smoking down there. Who do you guys think won? Is it Frederick Aasbo? Or do you think Justin Pawlak took that one? Well, the people in the building, what do you think, Ryan? I mean, not your opinion, but a little bit louder there for JTP.
Maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit.
Just a scotch, just a little scotch there. All right, so as Aasbo out of the car, we'll see if he gets the victory. JTP stays in. Here we go. Slide him left for Aasbo, right for Pawlak. Ryan, Andy, and Brian. Ryan says one more time. Andy says JTP. Brian says one more time. And there it is. That is a one more time battle. I want to see him run again. All right, so again, 2-1.
So looking at what we just saw, Pawlak in the chase position there when Aasbo was leading didn't have much of a chance at outside zone 1. We put a lot of emphasis on the lead driver at this during this season. It's something that we're going to be really strict on. We want those lead drivers to be as close to a 100-point run in the lead position as possible. And in that situation, Aasbo made a pretty big error as he transitioned to outside zone 1. He missed the zone, very low angle. His line was a little bit inside, and it caused JTP to have to correct in behind him. Not his fault, and it kind of messed up the rest of his run, his timing, and everything else. So we can't hold that on JTP. We were very clear in the meeting that this year we'd be very, very strict on the lead position, the lead roles, which is to run that 100-point run. So in this case, Aasbo's put in kind of at fault for the lead position, and Pawlak in his lead did a great job. Aasbo had a great chase, so in my eyes anyway, it looked like Aasbo won the chase and Pawlak won the lead, so we end up getting one more time out of that.
All right, so thank you, Lantaine, for the elaboration on what went down. We are advancing on into the other side of the bracket. James Deane, Hohnadell. Two S chassis, 114, 115. Talking about Nissans, two very different power plants. Neither actual Nissan power plants. You got the 2JZ under the hood of the Silvia, and then you have the supercharged V8 of Hohnadell.
All right, here we go. A lot of shimmy going down right into that first initiation. Woo! James Deane dragging bumper. Hohnadell not getting out to that first outer zone, but he does on the second. Following James Deane. Well executed around that final clip by both the drivers.
But once again, Jared, we see James Deane very consistent in his lead runs. Out to the touch and go, makes contact with the ball. Perfect line to the first outside zone. Second outside zone completely filled. No major mistakes, and that gives him such an advantage going into the second run, even though Hohnadell had a tremendous chase run of his own. He didn't let James get away. He just wasn't able to get out to the touch and go and those zones as deep as James was. So now he has the responsibility of doing as clean of a lead run as James, and James is going to have a chase run at least similar, if not better, in order to get the win.
All right, well, what does James have? Hohnadell, what are you going to bring? Hohnadell will lead. James Deane was #2 qualifier. He won this event last year. Can he do it again? Hohnadell, Permatex, Nexen Tire, Huddy Racing, Hohnadell Racing, S14. James Deane, Wordhouse, Drift Team, Falcon Tire, Sylvia, S15. What do you got, Hohnadell? He will be out front. James Deane will be in the rear view. All right, Hohnadell coming out ferocious. But James Deane, whoa, buddy! Hohnadell, big contact with that touch and go. And it wouldn't be a Hohnadell run if he didn't lose a bumper, to be quite honest. Ryan, what happened there? I look over and James, did the bumper go under the car?
That is my guess. Or maybe maybe the wheel broke. Let's take a look at this. That was really tricky. Hohnadell initiates into this first outer zone here. Oh, there it is right there. I think James makes contact or potentially breaks ahead of time, but there looked like to be some contact coming out of that first corner. Let's definitely take a look at this again. And Ryan, jump on here and see if you can give us some insight.
Oh yeah.
So we have contact and also maybe a wheel coming off before initiation. Oh, on the...
But all right, let's take a look at this again. The judges are talking about the rear wheel. So it doesn't look like there's contact, Ryan. He initiates.
Well, see, it jumps like that. That's why I thought there was contact right there, because usually when you see a car jumping like that, there was some movement. But it sounds like from what the judges are saying, and then there may have even been a little tiny rub right there, but hard to tell. Look at the front wheel.
So what we're looking at right now is to verify that the wheel, whatever suspension piece broke on Deane's car, broke on its own. And we want to make sure that there wasn't contact before. It looks like Hohnadell might have hit the wall independently, but we want to make sure that Deane didn't hit him to cause him to go wide. That's what we're looking at right now.
All right, so the judges again elaborating on what went down. So like you said, the attitude of the car, look at it bouncing to that back left of James Deane. Something went wrong, but was it caused by contact? And did that impede on Alex's run as well?
Fascinating. This is definitely a new one for us here, Jared.
Yeah, and especially coming out of the Wordhouse camp, you know, but it just shows you, you know, hey, no pun intended, but the green kryptonite vehicle of Hohnadell could be the kryptonite for James Deane here this weekend.
Well, and also the judges still need to evaluate the lead run as it was laid down by Alec Hohnadell. You know, he did have contact with the wall there, but obviously James did not finish the run, so it would be, you know, really needed to look at that plus the previous run to see if we could get some sort of understanding of who would have an actual advantage between those two runs that transpired, as both runs have now been completed. Let's take a look at this again here. There it is, the movement of the car. Here's Alex tapping the wall, kind of straightening out for a second, reinitiates, and this is where we see James fall off. He kind of just starts losing momentum, and ever James, he stays on the throttle all the way through, but then can't finish, as you see there.
So you can see James getting towed off. That's while the judges are reviewing the tail of the tape, they're also getting James Deane off course. So our defending champion right now, definitely taking a hit there. We will have a verdict, but all right. So again, the judges taking a look at that battle, and we still do have the one more time of JTP and Aasbo, as well as Wang and Forsberg. So Hohnadell and Deane, and is that unanimous? And that is unanimous. James Deane gets the victory.
I called it.
You called it. James Deane gets the victory. And the crowd erupts in some boos. And now that's when we bring in Brian Lantagne to be the whipping boy. Go ahead, buddy, elaborate.
So when this happens, it doesn't happen very often, but when a run like that ends up with two independent zeros, we looked at the replay, and Deane's car broke all on its own as he initiated. The left rear wheel, something in the suspension let go, and then he didn't make contact with Hohnadell, but Hohnadell ended up hitting the wall and straightening on his own. So that's two independent incompletes. So that second run is basically a wash. Neither one of them win that one. Nobody gets a win. Nobody gets a loss, really. It's kind of an even score for that one. We go back to the first run, which there is two scorable runs in that one. Why are you booing me? James Deane laid down a textbook lead run. Hohnadell in the chase position missed the touch and go and outside zone one. So we have to make a call based on that one run, which we don't like to do, but our hands are kind of forced in this case, that we have to look at the first run. We didn't see a tie in that one. We saw really that James did a better job. Hohnadell had a bit of a hard time getting out to outside zone one and touch and go one. So in that case, we have to give the win to Deane.
All right, so there's the elaboration. Again, the second run is a wash, default to that first run, and James Deane was the superior driver in the judges' eyes. So James Deane will advance on. James Deane advances on the other side of the bracket. So again, the number one and number two qualifier. Look at these two gentlemen, Wang, Chris Forsberg. These guys went against each other a couple of years ago, and sent kind of a riff or ripples through the drifting community about contact and what was going on. And you know, yeah, so Forsberg 3 wins over Wang's 0. But Wang and Forsberg, Wang will lead as he qualified 3rd, and Forsberg will give chase. He qualified 6th. Yeah, all the high qualifying drivers. Look at that. You have all top 5 qualifying drivers currently in still up for contention.
Yeah, which
actually
has
top 6.
Very commonplace in the past couple of years.
3, 4. Yeah, all top 6 qualifying drivers still in it. Which, I mean, that just goes to show you just consistency and commitment.
Yeah, and understanding what the judges are looking for.
Yep. Yeah, there's a true science to it and talent, and we're about to see 2 of the most kind of iconic, or just 2 big personalities here in the Formula Drift grid. And again, Wang, Vapetasia, Achilles Radial, Get Nuts Laboratory, Sylvia S15, going against Chris the Force Forsberg, the NOS Energy Drink, 370Z on Nexen Tires. Here we go. Send it. Forrest Wang and Chris Forsberg. Wang initiates. Getting out to the touch and go goes Wang. Shortens it up. Forsberg very shallow on that first outer zone. Does not get to the second outer zone. Forrest Wang fills him properly. as Forsberg brings it around that final clip and takes it with him. So take a look at it again. Wang put his car in all the right places. Forsberg just a bit too shallow.
Good initiation here by Wang. You can see Forsberg looking for an opportunity here to close the door. Is able to do that right there. You can see Wang does a pretty good job on that first outside zone. Wang not all the way deep in that second outside zone. Forsberg closing the door here, comes through the smoke line. And then right here you can see just tapping that cone. Talked a lot about in the driver's meeting, not a major deal if you're forced into that particular area. They just won't want to see you center line it or hit it on the inside of your door. So now we'll mix things up. Forsberg will go to the lead, and Forrest Wang will chase him down.
All right, Forsberg, the only 3-time Formula Drift champion. And Forrest Wang looking to just regain some ground after taking a year off last year. Now he's going for it. Forsberg will lead. Running a VQ setup. A little nitrous spray there, purging the lines. So again, the V6 setup. 2J under the hood of Forrest Wang's vehicle. Fairly similar setup to the Wordhouse guys. And here we go. Forsberg out front. Forrest Wang chasing him down. Forsberg throwing some more angle at it into that touch and go. Into that first outer zone, and second outer zone goes Forsberg. And Wang losing some ground from the second outer zone into that final front clip. Sage, what say you?
Well, you can see both drivers, a couple mistakes in those runs here. Forsberg initiates pretty similar on the touch and go here when you compare Forrest and Chris. And then back around here, Wang was a little bit closer to that first outside zone. Maybe Forsberg was a little bit deeper there, but then you can see Forrest overshoots that second outer zone a little bit, gives some room to Forsberg, then he's able to close the door. So both drivers, a couple little mistakes here for the judges to weigh. Who's it gonna be? Who's moving into the Final Four? Is it too close to call?
Yeah, already in the Final Four. On one side of the bracket, you have Peter Wiecek. On the other, you have James Deane. They could potentially meet in the finals. And, you know, James Deane could repeat here in Long Beach, or Peter Wiecek could keep his success continuing from our last round of Formula Drift last year in Irwindale. So the wind kicking up here a little bit. Sun obviously not set quite yet, but here we go. Forsberg, slide him left for Forsberg, slide him right for Forrest Wang, and Ryan says Forrest Wang. Andy says one more time, and Brian says one more time. So they are going at it again, another one more time battle. Lontaine, if we could get you on the headset here and elaborate. You went with Wang?
I did, yeah.
Okay. So, you know, obviously your associates here both went one more time. Did you ask them why?
No, I did not. But I'll tell you why I chose Wang. Chris had a really poor initiation in the chase. He did basically a double initiation. He was way offline through a lot of the course in the chase position. So I felt he did a pretty poor job there. I felt that the leads were somewhat similar. They were pretty close. Wang made one mistake in the chase near the end of the track, but I felt that Chris made a lot more mistakes in the chase, and I felt that Wang did a better job overall.
All right, so again, Ryan Lontaine here siding with Forrest Wang, and the other two judges of Eggert and Yin going with Chris Forsberg. So majority rules, 2-1. They will go one more time. So Forsberg and Wang, another one more time battle. Speaking of one more times, let's go back to Justin Pawlak versus Frederick Aasbo. The winner of that, as Peter Wiecek waits in the wings. Peter going against one of these two drivers. Like I said, all the top 6 qualifying drivers are still in it. We got a clean start. Here we go. Justin Pawlak and Frederick Aasbo. Pawlak initiates. See if he can better his previous battle with Aasbo. Nasty transition. Nice job. And Aasbo just cannot be shaken. Allowing a little bit of distance there. Now regains the ground. And there it is for Pawlak and Aasbo, this first run.
Really seen some strong runs from Justin Pawlak this weekend, as well as Frederick Aasbo. Very consistent. You can see getting out to that touch and go, wrapping back around. Nice snappy transition there. Look at Aasbo, door-to-door action here. Big angle from Justin Pawlak through the smoke line as Frederick Aasbo reeling him in through the finish line. And a great start there by both competitors. A lot of respect between these two. Both veterans of the sport. And now switching things up, Jared. It's time for Justin Pawlak. It's a chase and Aasbo to lead.
All right, well, this hot little hatchback 4-cylinder turbo nitrous Toyota Corolla. Definitely a rocket ship, but that Roush Performance Ford Mustang of Justin Pawlak can definitely hang tough. All right, so Aasbo will lead, making their way back to the start line. We are nearing the final 4. All right, so Justin Pawlak waiting there for Aasbo to pull to the line. Join us for the podium ceremony just behind or just to the side of the main judging grandstand, and we'll be giving out the trophies over there, spraying some champagne, and that's when the party continues for some, or they just pack it up and we'll see you in Orlando, like a lot of them already are. Again, only 6 remaining drivers. Who's going to the final 4? Aasbo or Pawlak to go against the Polish driver Peter Wiecek. Here we go, Aasbo and Pawlak. Gets out to the touch and go. Now transitions Pawlak with a very shallow line. That's not going to favor him very well. Now Aasbo brings it on home. And Ryan, unfortunately for Justin Pawlak, a very shallow line compared. Again, lead to lead, chase to chase.
Best overall.
And best overall.
Aasbo initiates, you can see getting back on the throttle here. Justin Pawlak, a little bit of a shimmy there as Aasbo gets out to that touch and go, wrapping back around a little bit late on that first outside zone. Pawlak looking for an opportunity to attack here as Aasbo leaves that second outer zone. Now through the smoke line is Justin Pawlak, and both drivers through that last inside clip pretty well. So again, another great battle there. Jared, you mentioned a couple little mistakes by each driver, a few things to clean up as we move on towards the finals. But who's it going to be here, Justin Pawlak or Frederick Aasbo?
All right, so believe we'll have a winner here, just going off of what transpired, but we'll make it official here. The winner going against Peter Wiecek, and we will go back to Forrest Wang versus Chris Forsberg. All right, as you can see, Larry Chen grabbing some photos, filming for CBS Sports Network, where myself and Ryan Sage are your tour guides. Check your local listings for Formula Drift on CBS Sports Network. Slide him left for Aasbo, right for Justin Pawlak, and it looks like Aasbo gets the victory. Aasbo unanimously gets the win. Aasbo is going to the final 4. He's going against our #1 qualifier, Peter Wiecek. All right, you can see Forrest Wang there. Gonna scrub his tires and warm them up. All right, Forrest Wang, you can see him warming up his Achilles radials underneath his Vaptasia Silvia. Ryan, can you recount the scenarios of Forsberg and Wang and kind of what happened back in New Jersey in 2016?
I can, but I prefer not to.
Yeah, I mean, just you know, as far as contact and things, and it was unfortunate, you know, turn of events and everything, but yeah, it caused actually, you know, Forrest to leave the sport, but then he re-entered, took a year off, and I say all that because talking to Nick Dizon, who's really helping out, and he says just a different mindset, different place, you know, and not getting phased out, just bringing it on home, and got a positive attitude and looking forward to adapt. And I would say that the vehicle looks a lot faster, more nimble. You know, Forrest Wang known for his big style, big angle, and you know, sometimes just didn't have the right amount of speed, but it seems like the car is definitely competitive to what the judges are looking for.
Well, you know, in any sport, and especially in motorsports, you know, the cars are always progressing, they're changing, drivers are utilizing their abilities to take the rules as they are and try to do their best to give themselves the biggest advantage they can in competition. And so you're always going to see progression and change, and drivers doing different things. And you know, as a result of that, you're going to see different levels of competition on the track. And you know, the goal of every driver is to try to be the best driver out there that they can, given the rule set that they have to play with.
All right, Forrest Wang will lead. Chris Forsberg giving chase. This is the one more time battle. These guys already went against each other previously, but now they're going at it again. Who is going to be going against James Deane in the final four? Again, this is our final battle of the Grade 8 already in. Peter Vincek, Frederick Aasbo, and then James Deane's going against the winner of this battle. Forrest Wang initiates. Chris Forsberg. Right there, getting all the way out to that touch and go is Forrest Wang. As Forsberg has to back off, loses some momentum, and now transitions into that final clip as Forrest Wang knocks it over. Ryan, let's take a look at this here again.
Well, here we go. Forrest out of the chicane. Tucking behind is Chris Forsberg. Let's see as he gets back on the throttle, heads out to that touch and go. Big angle there. You can see Forsberg has to back off a little bit, and then that causes him to fall back quite a ways. Now Forrest is off to the races. Forsberg catches up at this point, closes the door, but really, Jared, it's going to come down to what transpired there on that first touch and go part of the course.
Yeah, interesting approach there, and what transpired. So let's see how Forsberg could bounce back from that, or Forrest Wang just let his dominance be felt in that chase position. Forrest Wang already on the line. All right, Forsberg to the line, ready to do battle with Wang. Are we going to have a winner? Who's moving on? Who's going against James Deane? Where are my Chris Forsberg fans at? Make some noise. Where are my Forrest Wang fans at? Make some noise. All right, so looks like one of the officials taking a look. All right, looks like Forsberg just exceeding that that line, the start line. So just getting set, and again, final battle of the Grade 8. James Deane waits patiently or impatiently. I don't know what's going through his mind right now, but he wants to go back to back here in Long Beach, getting the victory. Who's going to start out the season with the most points? Here we go. Forsberg initiates. Second half of this battle. Gets out to the touch and go. Forsberg transitions into that first outer zone, and Chris into the second. Forrest Wang, good proximity by Wang. And now around that final clip, Forsberg and Wang. Previously, Ryan, we saw the stats, 3 battles. Chris Forsberg's won all of them between these two.
Well, here we go. Chris Forsberg into initiation. Forrest Wang trying to chase him down. You can see a little bit of hesitation and a mistake there by Forrest in the chase position. Great job by Chris filling that first outer zone. Look at Forrest closing the door here as Forsberg on the throttle. Now watch here as Forrest comes through the smoke line. Let's watch Chris right here in the corner. Looks like he loses a little bit of grip there towards the end, straightens out. And then you can see Wang taps the bumper with nowhere to go. So maybe a little bit of a mechanical for Forsberg across the finish line. But now that both runs are in, it's in the judges' hands.
All right, so waiting for the verdict between these two. You can see the V-hate sticker there on the back of Forrest Wang's, the dude plugging his ears. Not a fan of the V8. All right, so who's going to advance on? Already we have Peter Wiecek, Frederick Aasbo, who qualified 5th. James Deane, who qualified 2nd. Slide him left for Forsberg and right for Forrest Wang. Ryan says Forrest Wang, and Andy and Brian. Forrest Wang gets the win. Forrest Wang gets the win. And we have our top 3 qualifiers in the final 4. Chris Forsberg is knocked out. So again, our final 4 is set. Peter Wiecek versus Frederick Aasbo. James Deane versus Forrest Wang. Take a short commercial break. When we come back, the final 4 battles are upon us here at the O'Reilly Auto Parts Streets of Long Beach, presented by Permatex.
Now let's go to Lorette.
When I ran over here, Forrest said, man, this is a great day. Taking out some big dogs. That year off seems to have done a lot of good for you.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it was a nice reset, you know, get to clear my mind, go out, do some, you know, off-roading and just hang out with friends and stuff. But, you know, I missed the competition, and you're not going to get better unless somebody's pushing you. And, you know, out here you got the best drifters in the world, so it's like, you know, they're pushing me. So I'm out here and I'm learning things every day.
And Chris Forsberg came over to you and shook your hand. What did he say to you?
Oh, his clutch went out on that last run. He was having some issues with his clutch, and I ended up bumping into him on the last turn because his car shut down and actually turned off because the clutch wasn't disengaging. So it was a hard-fought battle. We did it one more time in the grade 8, and, you know, I'm stoked to be moving on to the top 4.
And you're scheduled to go against James Deane. What are your expectations there?
So I've been wanting to drive with this guy all last year. When I saw him come back, I was like, this is awesome. I mean, I've been to Ireland. I've seen him drive in person. I've, you know, gone to his house. He's like an awesome guy, awesome drifter, to where, like, people want to see Wang versus Deane. And it's like, they got it. The first round of FD 2018, Wang versus Deane in the semifinals. So it's going to be an awesome show.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Guys.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying that they want to see James Deane go against Forrest Wang, and a lot of people are getting hate. All right, we are getting set here for our first battle of the final 4. As I said, Peter Wiecek versus Frederick Aasbo. And we have the number 1 qualifier going against the number 5 qualifier. On the other side, you have the number 2 qualifier going against the number 3. So definitely worked out the way it goes and the way they qualified. So again, and there it is. You can see Peter Wiecek has taken out Frederick Aasbo before, and this being his sophomore season, as obviously last year. And Peter Wiecek, he had the victory in Irwindale last year. Can he do it again? I know he wants it, as does Aasbo. And the way Aasbo's driving, he's definitely showing he could take down the number 1 qualifier. Remember the podium ceremony right here just next to the grandstand. And remember, buy your tickets for future Formula Drift rounds of competition. We are just 3 weeks away from Orlando at Orlando Speed World. And then next weekend we'll be here Friday and Saturday night for Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge, Friday and Saturday night here at the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. Next weekend, IndyCar racing as well as Pirelli World Challenge. And then you got us, that is the Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge put on by Formula Drift. It's a grade 8 battle, both Friday and Saturday night. All right, cars are ready. Long Beach, you guys ready? Let me hear you stomp your feet. Make some noise. Let me hear you stomp your feet real quick. There we go, shaking it up a little bit, changing things up. Here we go, Peter Wiecek versus Frederick Aasbo. Peter Wiecek all the way out to the touch and go. And as does Aasbo, look at that. Probably one of the best chase runs we've seen today here, especially from Aasbo. Woo-hoo-hoo! Make some noise.
Wow.
That was sick.
That was one of the best chase runs we've seen, and here is one of the primary reasons why. Watch as we see Peter go out wide here, and then watch Aasbo match the line through that first outside zone, match the line through that second outside zone, come through the smoke line here, tuck up on the inside. Now watch the closeness here, rubbing wheels right here, and then right there towards the end, they rub again. Incredible job by both competitors, but Aasbo with one of the best chase runs we've seen this afternoon so far.
Yeah, it was just a very impressive tit-for-tat type of run from Frederick Aasbo. Now, the question is, can Peter Wiecek do that, chasing down this four-cylinder turbo, nitrous-powered Rockstar Energy Drink Nexen Tire Toyota Racing Toyota Corolla, as Peter Wiecek wants to keep the momentum going. Is it going to be Peter against James? Going to be Forrest? Who's it going to be? Aasbo's got the clean air out front. This is a good position for him, given that just really phenomenal chase job. And momentarily, Aasbo will be leading the line. And Peter Wiecek in tow. And away they go. Clean start from both of them. And Aasbo initiates. Does he get out to that touch and go? Not as deep as Peter, but does a good job, a decent job, a safe job. But look at that. Now Peter Wiecek transitioning. Woo! Oh, and Peter comes to a halt.
That was looking like a matched chase run from Peter Wiecek, because we talked about Aasbo getting both the line and the angle correct wherever Wiecek went. Look at this. Look at Wiecek looking so awesome here. Follows the line right next to Aasbo through that second outer zone, through the smoke line here. Now he's going to surge forward. Aasbo's getting ready to hit that inside clip, and then makes just the tiniest bit of contact and does not finish the run.
Oh man, the Permatex top four. Look at that, Peter. Again, another show of respect. We saw that from him previously to Matt Coffman, and here he is giving it again. Thumbs up. Good job, very good job. I like what you did. I like what you did there. Oh, one more time. All right. You're getting. I don't know if you know the rules. Hey, you never know. Crazier things have happened, right? All right, so the judges are analyzing here.
Obviously, anytime there's contact, you want to be able to assess fault.
Right.
This is in an area coming out of a slowdown, and that's where we see the contact there. So the judges are just going to be taking a look at that. Obviously, whatever the determination there is, that is going to have an impact on the result, one way or the other. It'll either go Aasbo or Wiecek, no matter what, obviously. But whoever's at fault there, that's the direction it's going to go.
All right, so still awaiting the judge's verdict. Some of the fans here in the building requesting a one more time. I think selfishly you just want to see him throw down, right? Here we go. Slide him left for Aasbo, right for Peter Wiecek, and Ryan, Andy, and now Brian. Aasbo gets the win. So Aasbo goes to the finals. He puts Peter Wiecek's momentum and comes to a halt. Oh man, so we are hearing from officials that James Deane is having car issues, so he has called a competition timeout. James Deane's called a competition timeout, so that means a 5-minute allotment for James Deane as Forrest Wang waits on the line. James Deane wants to be primed and ready to go. So at this time, Lorette Nickel caught up with James Deane a little bit ago.
James, just a quick catch up with you. Your team obviously working really hard on your car. What are they trying to fix?
Yeah, so on our chase run with Alec, just on the transition coming under the bridge, something broke on the back left-hand side. I'm not sure exactly what broke because there's a lot of broken parts right now, so we don't know what broke first to cause everything else to break. So all the left-hand side rear suspension, axle, everything is being replaced right now. And yeah, hopefully we get it done in time, and definitely not the way we wanted to move on. You know, Alec is a great driver. When I was leading, I gave it everything. He was close to me right behind, and it's a shame we didn't get to finish off a good run and put on a good show. But yeah, we both ended up with 2 zeros after the second run, so we managed to get the win on the first run. So not the ideal way to win, but it's the way it is. So hopefully the guys are working super hard to get it ready, and hopefully we get back on track.
James, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Ryan seems a little just kind of mellow right there, kind of maybe potentially even a little bummed.
Well, James Deane and his team and his vehicle last year was the paradigm example of reliability. And now we're seeing at the very first event, although he's been driving incredibly and Peter's been driving incredibly, the first little tiny chink in the armor here with James Deane in car reliability. Now he's made it very far into competition. He's in the Final Four going up against Forrest Wang, but he does only have 5 minutes, a competition timeout, to remedy this problem. And if he doesn't, it's going to be Forrest Wang going to the finals. Now the story last year was basically Aasbo and James Deane coming down to the final event at Irwindale. James Deane had enough points to really give himself a cushion. The story here in Long Beach looks like it was going to potentially be Aasbo and Deane again, but now we saw Wiecek really come out there and put a strong performance in, and then Forrest Wang just really exciting this weekend, making it all the way into the Final Four, and now he is right there on the precipice of making it into the finals against Frederick Aasbo.
Yeah, and as Forrest said, a lot of the fans were requesting that, you know, when James Deane was on his tear last year, a lot of the fans saying, man, I'd love to see James Deane and Forrest Wang go against each other. Hopefully we see that. You know, hopefully for James Deane, Forrest Wang, I'm sure, you know, win's a win. He wouldn't want to grab it like that, but hey, things happen. So again, we'll take a short break because James Deane, again, 5-minute allotment the clock is ticking as Lorette Nickel caught up with him, but the winner goes against Aasbo in the finals. Who's it going to be? James Deane or Forrest Wang when we return? Well, you can see one car waiting. That's Forrest Wang. And he doesn't have to wait anymore because we are getting word that James Deane is unable to fix his vehicle. So that means that Forrest Wang will take a bye run, and he's going to the finals against Frederick Aasbo. Forrest Wang and Frederick Aasbo are in the finals. Forrest Wang will take his bye run. He'll throw on some new Achilles rubber, and then we have our final set. With the qualifying order, again, Peter Wiecek qualifying #1. We do not have a consolation round. First place qualifier, Peter Wiecek will grab the third place podium position. And now, who is going to grab the win? Again, we will have this bye run, the formalities of Forrest Wang having a bye run, and then he will see Aasbo in the finals.
So all things considered, everything that's been going on in the offseason, all the bets about who's going to do well, seeing now who's going to be first, second, and third. We don't know first and second yet. We know who's third. We know where James is going to finish. We see where some of the other competitors have finished. What's your take so far?
Yeah, the chat for me and kind of the narrative is who did the homework, who studied up, and did James Deane build a reliable enough vehicle for 2 years, or did the Woodhouse team, you know what I mean, one and done, or is it kind of a flash in the pan? I don't think so, but right now, Forrest Wang, maybe that year off has helped him recalibrate. Look at this thing, just wound up. Maybe, you know, just recalibrating his brain, recalibrating his team and everything, and here he is. He's finding himself in the finals, but it just shows that James Deane is beatable, maybe even by himself.
Does that make the 2018 season more exciting?
100%.
In anticipation for what's to come?
I think that's a kind of a rhetorical question there, right? I think you're kind of answering that yourself. You don't want just such a dominant fashion. It's, you know, it's like any sport where a team is just so dominant that look at the fog rolling and kind of getting eerie around here. Yeah, when somebody's so dominant, and a team is so dominant, it just doesn't make it fun.
James Deane sent the Irish fog in.
Yeah,
to
right.
The finals.
The fog. All right, so even though the clock has expired, the team is still working on the car. As I said, Forrest Wang will be throwing on some fresh Achilles radials. The fog's rolling in here, and we're about to create some more of our own smoke. The finals are set. Aasbo versus Wang when we return.
Well, Jared, it has been a fantastic event so far this weekend. The FD fans are the best in the world, sticking around till the end.
Yeah.
But let's take a look at some of the chaos and action that has come about from this very first round. So much to look forward to in terms of the new builds, and then so much fright about wrecking those builds into these really dangerous walls here in Long Beach.
Unforgiving walls just create, you know, that sense of danger for sure, and you know, safety is our #1 priority. But you know, like they say in a lot of different motorsports, you're kind of waiting for the crash, and it came in just in very unique, different ways this particular event, and you know, James Deane there and the whole nine, and yeah, look at that.
Well, I think also this one here is probably going to be talked about and interwebbed for many, many days to come. I mean, it's not too often that you see a Ferrari 599 drifting, but it's even more rare to see this happen. And this was just a crazy event here. We pulled away to see DeNofa come back and see the car igniting. Oof. This was earlier in the top 32, a very scary moment.
I'm so glad he was away from the wall.
Now watch, he's going to get in the car here, and he's going to pull the fire suppressant, which would have helped him if he was in there and couldn't open the door. Thankfully, he had the door enough ajar to get out. So our best wishes to Federico, and hoping that he can continue the rest of the season. But it has been a carnage-filled Long Beach, to say the least.
Yeah, that was a scary moment, and it's the biggest fire we've ever seen in a car in 14+ years now. But Federico, really nice cat. Interesting turn of events there. That contact. Another turn of events. The fog just rolled in, and like that's not smoke from tires. We create our own smoke, but my goodness, the fog just came in and blanketed us, and it's getting a little brisk out here. Ryan, Orlando, it's going to be hot. Should be a good event. What are your expectations for Orlando Speed World?
Well, you know, Orlando is definitely one that is very much a wear and tear event on the vehicles. You got the bank into the drop off, very abrasive track conditions, but we've seen some of the most amazing battles there. You know, one driver that didn't make it into competition today, Jonathan Castro, probably not, I guess I could answer for him. The chase run of his life, right. One of the best chase runs I think all of us have really ever seen. And we've said that many, many times over. So really great things can happen there. The Orlando fans are incredible. So looking forward to a round 2. And then, of course, immediately after that, it's pretty much right to Road Atlanta. Yeah, it's a quick turnaround. And I feel like this season's just going to fly by. It's going to rip by. But Aasbo warming up his tires there. He will be chasing on the first battle here because of Forrest Wang qualifying 3rd as compared to Frederick Aasbo's 5th. And Forrest Wang waits. You know, sun is out of view, not totally set, but it's cold. It's going to change the track conditions. Wonder how that's going to transpire here for Wang and Aasbo here in the finals. All right. Are you ready to send it, Long Beach? Hardcore fans sticking around till the finals. A lot of you are on your feet. Let's get a wave going real quick. Closest to the bridge. We'll get it going again. It's getting cold, so why not warm up? On 3, stand up. Closest to the wave. Closest to the bridge. 1, 2, 3. Come on now. Again, get warm here. Our finals are set. Who's going to get it? Wang or Aasbo coming your way? Nice job. Well played, Lantain. That was good. I saw that, buddy. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Wang and Aasbo. Send it, Long Beach. Forrest Wang brings it into that touch and go. Hangs it out there. Dives in on that first outer zone. Aasbo not shaking. And bringing it around into that final front clip, Forrest Wang.
Pretty solid lead run there by Wang.
Very solid lead run by Wang, and of course Aasbo there with the chase. Great initiation there by Wang. Draws that line out towards that touch and go. Great job there, holds big angle. Aasbo there making some adjustments, trying to stay close, maximizing the proximity. Wang towards that outside zone. Aasbo diving in on the inside. Wang through that last inside clip. Very nice battle by both drivers here. No real major mistakes on either end. Forrest Wang laying down a very clean run, and that allows for the best possible chase, and Aasbo delivered on his end as well.
So now they'll alternate. Frederick Aasbo, is this the final battle here? Are they gonna go one more time? Where are my Frederick Aasbo fans at? Make some noise. Where are my Forrest Wang fans at? Make some noise. Get pretty loud there for Wang. Is this going to be it? Are we gonna have a victor? All right, Aasbo getting the cameras affixed again. We'll be on Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship on CBS Sports. Are you ready to send it, Long Beach? When they leave the line on 3, let's yell, send it. Frederick Aasbo, Forrest Wang, the finals, Streets of Long Beach, the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship on 3. Let's yell, send it. 1, 2, 3, send it! Aasbo, Forrest Wang. Is this the final battle? Throws it into the touch and go. Aasbo puts it in the right place. Can Forrest Wang chase down Frederick Aasbo? Aasbo brings it on home into that final peninsula turn. The hairpin. Ryan, do we have a winner? What are your thoughts? What's your feedback? What'd you see?
Well, let's watch it from the beginning here. Aasbo out of the chicane, initiates back on throttle here. Wang wanting to stay as close as he can. Aasbo not all the way out to that touch and go, but much better job on that first outside zone. Now Wang closing the doors. Aasbo reaches out to that second outer zone. Wang through the smoke line. Aasbo heading towards that last inside clip and really close through the finish line there. The fans calling for one more time. Was there enough for either driver?
What are the fans saying? I can't hear it. What are they saying?
I think it sounds like one more time.
Got it. One more time. One more Wang? Easy. It's a family show. All right. So Aasbo, Wang. How many people think Forrest Wang gets the win? How many people think Frederick Aasbo gets the win? And how about one more time? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Going to the judges. Going to the judges. They're going one more time. They are going one more time. Frederick Aasbo and Forrest Wang are going at it again. And there we see Wang to the start line. Aasbo just behind him. Ryan, what do you got?
I got my eyes focused on this battle.
Who's gonna come out on top?
It's tough. It is tough to say. I mean, both drivers made very minute mistakes there, but the runs for the most part were incredible, lead and chase. So we're seeing these guys. It's really who's going to make the bigger mistake between those two runs. Who's going to be the standout driver here? I mean, obviously this is a huge moment for Forrest Wang, having taken a year off and to come back in the competition and blow right through everybody and get to the finals. Incredible job by him and his team. So congratulations there. Now it's just he's one step away from sewing it up and taking home a win here tonight. But Aasbo, after not winning the championship last year, with already a championship in the books, wants to start the season off as strong as he possibly can, staying ahead of the likes of James Deane and some of the other contenders. So he's going to be very hungry for this as well.
Well, again, we already know that Peter Wiecek gets 3rd place. James Deane, obviously 4th place with him not being able to run. So points-wise, that's how that works out. But then Frederick Aasbo and Forrest Wang, who's going to come out on top and, you know, shake things up a bit. Frederick Aasbo just being consistent, you know, 2nd overall last year, contender for the championship. Forrest Wang not even here last year, and now here he is contending for the 1st win of the 2018 season. Here they come. Send it, Forrest Wang and Frederick Aasbo. Wang gets into the touch and go, transitions into that 1st outer zone. And now into that final clip, here comes Wang. Aasbo right there, just nudging it out of the way. Make some noise for Wang and Aasbo.
Well, again, phenomenal lead run here by Forrest Wang. Aasbo sticking with him as well. Through this 1st turn, you can see Wang tapping the wall there, transitioning through to that 1st outside zone. Aasbo tucking up on the inside here, slightly lower line, but looking great coming through the smoke line here. Now diving through a little bit of tiny shimmy by Aasbo, but super close, and it looks like there may have been a little rub there towards the end. Again, another solid performance by both competitors here in the finals. Now the sun is coming back out.
Yeah.
After the fog, it hit us for a second there and put us into a one more time. This could potentially be the last run of the event here. Who's it gonna be?
Well, taking a look at Forrest Wang's stats, he's never won an event. He's qualified 1st twice in a row. That was back in Texas and Irwindale in 2014, and he's only podiumed 4 times. He got 3rd at Irwindale 2013, 3rd at Texas in 2014, 3rd at Irwindale 2014, and 3rd at Irwindale 2015. So he hasn't done better. He's doing the best he's ever done before. And again, after that hiatus, that year off, could have really paid off for him, and it's showing right now. So he's going for his 1st ever win. Obviously with Aasbo, he has many accolades, including a championship. But to get back on top for him, I know it would definitely be a feather in his cap. Are you ready to send it, Long Beach? On 3, yell send it. 1, 2, 3, send it! Aasbo and Wang. Is this the final battle? Are they gonna go one more time again? Aasbo getting out of that touch and go. Into that 2nd outer zone goes Aasbo. Forrest Wang maybe giving himself a little too much room and wraps it around. As the sun is shining back on us once again, the fog has cleared. As I said, we'll create our own smoke. Do we have a winner? What do you guys think?
Well, it's close again, but let's take a look here as Aasbo takes the lead. Aasbo out to the touch and go. Nice job there. Maybe a little bit less line from Aasbo on that 1st outside zone, deep into that 2nd outside zone. Forrest through the smoke line here, surging through. Both drivers on that last inside clip. Great performance here. I'm sure we're going to see the 1st run again as the judges digest.
Yeah, just such a great example of just the progression. You know, Frederick Aasbo qualifying 5th, Forrest Wang qualifying 3rd. You know, our #1 qualifier, Peter Wiecek at 3rd. That's why qualifying, you know, Steph Papadakis and I were just talking, that's why qualifying is important. It gets those top drivers and top contenders to go and compete against each other, potentially in the finals, just like we're seeing right now. So some awesome showing here at the streets of Long Beach. All right, so there you see the Vapetasia, Achilles Radial, NRG Innovations, GitNuts Laboratory. And again, if we have a winner, we're not going to announce it till we get the guys down on the track. But, you know, I was just talking about Forrest Wang's accolades, 4 podiums. They're all 3rd place. But then taking a look at Frederick Aasbo's, I don't know how much time you got, but my goodness, quite a few. Again, event winner, he has, I mean, well, how many wins? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wins overall. Podiums, quite a few. All right, so we do.
Not here. Not here. Andy wants a podium. Wait, how are we going to do that?
All right, so from what I understand, We do have a winner. We do have a winner. So they are not going one more time. That will be a wrap on the event. All right, so it looks like we are bringing them on track to announce the winner. Again, not a unanimous decision. It is 2-1. We'll bring the cars down here on track. Make some noise for all the drivers here today. All right, make some noise for these two drivers doing battle here on the streets of Long Beach. High 10 and hugs. So again, after a year hiatus, Wang comes back, and it seems that that year hiatus has paid off. Finds himself in the finals going against a former Formula Drift champion, Frederick Aasbo. The Rockstar Energy Drink, Nexon Tires, Toyota Racing, Toyota Corolla going against the Vaptasia, Achilles Radial Energy Innovations, Gittin Laboratories, Sylvia S15. And your winner here at the O'Reilly Auto Parts, Streets of Long Beach, presented by Permatex at round 1 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship, is not unanimous. It's 2-1. Your winner here at round 1 is Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Aasbo! Frederick Aasbo gets the win here on the streets of Long Beach, and that means second place in the Vaptasia Achilles Radial S15 Sylvia. Wang gets second place here on the streets of Long Beach. Congratulations to Aasbo, Wang, and of course Peter Wiecek, qualified #1 and grabbing the 3rd place podium. We'll see you guys on the podium giving out the trophies, the carbon fiber trophies, and there he is, Aasbo, Wang. And I throw it down to Lorette Nickel.
Jared, thank you so much. Frederick Aasbo, since 2015, you have been dreaming about getting back to this moment. What did it take?
Oh my God, it's taken a lot of things. It's taken an amazing team, sponsors, all of that. Toyota came out with this new car, and this victory is definitely for them. But what it's taken the most of is practicing. I've been back in my native country in Norway, practicing ice drifting all winter, trying to get better, trying to get up to the same level as these guys. And I think it's paid off. An amazing night, had an epic battle with Piotr. I mean, I'm lost for words. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Frederick, how much hard work and dedication does this win represent?
It's taken everything we know, and you know, it's consumed our lives. Drifting has consumed my life for 10 years now. And you know, you have the guys at the shop working tirelessly away at building cars. They got this car 3 months ago. It was a brand new prototype they couldn't talk about, and here it is. And it's proven itself as a killer. So it's taken everything we have and then some. But today, I think we're all really relieved. I think it'll be a party tonight.
Frederick Aasbo, congratulations. You're 2018 Long Beach winner.